Warning: this video contains content that might not be suitable for all audiences. In order to sanitize device after playing Royal Giant deck, secure device inside a vise. After securing inside the vise, be sure to carefully use a circular saw to cut device down the middle. Afterwards, not only will you have a sanitized device, but you'll have two devices to continue playing Clash Royale.
Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Happy 2019, happy new year, my first video of 2019, and I'm already starting out with the hand sanitizer. That's right, we're going to be covering this lovely deck, guys, and more so than just the deck, it's the player who is playing the deck that I can't wait to share with you guys. It's KK19212, a CRL pro from CRL Asia, from Game With Team. Today he is 61st right now in the world. We're going to watch him at the very top of ladder playing this deck live. I'll come back at you guys when he finds a match. Alright guys, we are inside match number 1 against, oh man, Dank Ganon. That means we're going to be starting with an Expo matchup here. Dank Ganon, of course, known to be one of the best Expo players in the world. He is running 2.9 Expo cycle. Of course, KK is running this Dirty Royal Giant deck, and newsflash, Dirty Royal Giant hard counters Expo, especially 2.9 Expo cycle, and I expect KK to have a big advantage in this matchup. But before we start talking about the deck, because I do want to point out kind of a unique and maybe a bit unorthodox play style that KK uses with this deck. Before we get into that, here we go with the first Royal Giant push, by the way, guys. Let's see if he's able to connect here. The Tesla has something to say otherwise. Tesla's going to do a good job there shutting down the Royal Giant portion of that push, but the Baby Dragon, the Guard, and the Barbarian are going to do significant damage to that right tower. Dank Ganon flashes the thumbs up. He knows that he's going to have his work cut out for him here. He gives the good luck as well. But I want to start out by saying that we will be getting balance changes at the end of this week announced. They should be going into effect on Monday. I shared my balance update wish list with you guys, but I'm curious, is there one card that you guys want to see balanced? We already know there was some leaks. I don't know if they're 100%, but I saw that on Legendary, shout out to Legendary's YouTube channel, I saw that he mentioned there was a heal potential rework. Again, not sure if that will actually go into the game. And also a Battle Ram, the stats, I think minus 10% overall stats to Battle Ram. So those are two potential nerfs that we will be getting, or maybe a rework on heal. I have no idea exactly what will happen when it goes live. But is there anything else that you guys are expecting? The other card that I'm expecting to see reworked is Freeze right now. I shared probably the strongest deck that I've played in a while in the last couple months on yesterday's video. It was the Bridge Spam Freeze deck, and that deck just illustrates how strong Freeze is in the game right now. It's just incredible. 40 seconds here left in this match, kind of fast forwarding to this deck. It's going to be an easy win here for KK. There's really nothing that Ganon can do against this matchup, especially against a really, really good player playing this matchup. All really KK has to do here is just lightning out that right tower. He needs what? Two lightnings essentially, or one nice Royal Giant push. He's probably going to be tempted to save that Royal Giant for the Expo, although he's handling this one just fine. So there he goes. Notice how he placed that Royal Giant a little bit to the left, just making sure that he's able to distract that Expo while the Baby Dragon does some work against it. However, the Tesla able to stymie that Royal Giant there. He will have to respond to that Mega Minion, and he does so with the Ice Golem in the right. Now, there's something that I want to talk about this deck, and you haven't seen it in this matchup, but it's the way KK plays this Royal Giant deck. Oftentimes playing Royal Giant in the back, which we hear a lot of other pros who play Royal Giant say that they never do. But KK actually does do that in a lot of matchups. We'll talk about that as we go on these live matches. Hopefully he'll do some live Royal Giant in the back, and we can talk about the strategy choices. There it is. It's going to be a good game. That's an easy first victory there for KK. Let's go ahead and go into match number 2 here, guys. All right, second match underway against Don Palestina from Nova UAE. So yeah, as I was saying, he does play the Royal Giant in the back to build kind of a really big push behind that Royal Giant, and partially that is because he combos it with the Lightning. So he is super high in trophies, and that's something that really has gotten him that high, along of obviously with his skill, is building up these big pushes and then leaning on that Lightning to use once the Royal Giant approaches the bridge against their two best defensive weapons. So if you've identified that your opponent does have two Lightning targets, or even one Lightning target and then something else, even if it's like a Valkyrie or whatever, along with, like, let's say an Electro Dragon or a Musketeer, then you want to build that push and then Lightning. Make sure you get one good Lightning value target and then potentially something else on top of it. I've even seen KK use Lightning against just one troop in tricky situations where he knows they will hard counter his Royal Giant. So speaking of tricky situations, that could have been one there with the minion horde being played with the mortar. A nice rascal play just out of range of the Barbarian Barrel are those gold rascals. We take, what, 3 or 4 hits to that mortar on the right tower, but still, even despite that extremely long lock on that right tower of that mortar, we still have the damage advantage here as that Barbarian almost gets one extra swing. A Baby Dragon's gonna go ahead and answer this boy rascal, but not that well. We lose a little bit of HP on the left tower, but meanwhile, we still are able to force the opponent into splitting the damage there. So 21-25 remaining on the right tower. Now that we know he's playing mortar, we're just gonna go ahead and make sure we save that Royal Giant for the mortar. Of course, the minion horde down immediately afterwards, but a beautiful furnace, and that's the ideal furnace placement too, guys. If you know that the opponent is going to counter with a minion horde, don't place it in the regular placement in front of your king tower a few tiles ahead. Instead, just save it, wait for the minion horde to come down, or even if you want to get a little bit, I don't know, a little bit predictive, a little bit edgy, a little bit ballsy, go ahead and drop your furnace right behind the Royal Giant as almost a predictive play. Just be careful because you can be susceptible to opposite lane punish if you do that. So here we go. It's going to be another mortar in the left and a minion horde down right away. And again, boom, furnace right there on the bridge from KK, not messing around. Now KK, again, guys, I didn't say a lot about KK, but it is his birthday today. So a very, very happy birthday. He is 17 years old. Again, he is a CRL pro with Game With, a really, really good squad, and just a really, really good player. I can't wait to see him in 2019 in CRL. I think he might be a free agent, but we'll see if he signs back with Game With. They have a really, really strong team. So here we go. It's going to be a Royal Giant and Baby Dragon left lane. We're going to take 1-2 swings from that boy rascal, and there it is. Lightning is down. Baby Dragon cleaning up that minion horde, and Lightning did a lot of damage, not only to the tower, but also taking care of that mortar, clearing up a path for that Royal Giant. Another pretty easy matchup here, 2 in a row, but hey, we can't control the the decks we're given in these live ladder matches. I'm just rooting for him to win because it is his birthday after all, right? And there we go. It's going to be a minion horde in the right lane. Of course, even with the minion horde and all the swarm, we're still very well poised to handle those decks with the furnace and of course the Baby Dragon. Plenty of splash answers in this deck. Let's just see where he is right now global. He is 31st right now in the world. Wow. Okay, let's do another match or two, guys. I'll come back at you when he's found another one. All right, guys, next matchup's gonna be against Bo Saba. All right, I'm not sure what deck he is running right now, but we're gonna start out with a furnace. Obviously, that would be the ideal starting play, and he answers with a mortar. Now, I don't think this will be the same deck that we just watched last match. Probably Mortar Hog or potentially Mortar Miner, and there's the Miner. So a Miner comes down the left. It makes this matchup a little bit more difficult, seeing as how he actually has two, pretty solid win conditions in the deck. Let's see how KK is able to negotiate this matchup. A log comes down from the opponent. We do take care of that Dark Goblin, and we are going to go ahead and get one hit from the Ewiz onto that left tower. It's not much, but it's still a couple hundred damage off that tower almost. We'll take it for sure. Here comes a Goblin Gang on the bridge there, applying some pressure, trying to see what counters KK has in his deck to all his Swarm. It's kind of a similar type deck that we just saw, but he has the Rascals in there. I think last deck did too, right? Yeah, it did. Well, he has the Miner being the big difference, right? And probably no Minion Horde. So here it comes. We're not going to catch that Miner, but we are going to do a good job on defense there, placing those guards in front of the tower, making sure that the Rascals do not connect. They do for a little bit of damage. We're down in damage here, but once we get into double elixir time, we're going to have a nice advantage in this matchup again here. So the matchups have been friendly. Maybe it's the Clash God smiling upon KK on his birthday here. And here we go. Barbarian onto the tower. Does get one swing. You can see that was actually a purposeful log delay there by Bo Saba to make sure he got those fire spirits as well. Now, do we have okay, we don't have the Barbarrel in cycle there, but the Mega Minion does a really nice job on defense, taking care of all the Rascals, and then we'll just take that bat damage. Now we have a pretty decent elixir lead. We could lightning here if we wanted to. Let's see. We're going to Baby Dragon. That was a smart play, Baby Dragon, because knowing how much Swarm the opponent has, play the Baby Dragon first and then play the lightning, and that was a huge connection there. This is beautiful. 2 hits with that Royal Giant and the lightning, taking the tower all the way down. Baby Dragon helping out too, taking the tower all the way down to 10, 18 HP. And again, you're seeing that Furnace way back in front of the King Tower there, out of range from the potential defensive mortar. And here we go, Rascal cycled in back of the, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I mentioned at the beginning of the video, right? He plays his Royal Giant in back of the King Tower a lot of times. We have a Miner, by the way, on the right tower here. Barbarian Barrel comes down. Bo Saba doing a good job of keeping his Swarm units in front of that tower, away from the Barbarian Barrel range. But there it is, another Royal Giant at the bridge. This is probably going to be good game here. Despite the log coming down, we're going to connect with 1 and 2 hits, and that's good game. And you see how he built a really big push and then comboed it with the lightning, starting with that Royal Giant in back of the King Tower. That is 3 wins in a row here, guys. Let's go ahead and check to see where he is right now on ladder. He is 25th in the world, 1 win away from eclipsing the 6,800 trophy mark. Let's go ahead and hop into the next match. All right, guys, next match is here against, okay, all right. In aspiration, in operation. All right, here we go. Miner onto the tower, and we start off with a guards to kind of block this. Wait, it's not inspiration, is it? That's not an S. I-N-A. In apparition? I'm not gonna cut. I can't cut. It's live. All right, so here we go. Royal Giant in the back here. And look at this deck. What are we going against? Miner, Fireball, Barbarrel, Tombstone? Not sure what they could be playing, but we go ahead and we start with the Royal Giant in the back again. An E-Drag down from the opponent. We're going to lightning that. That's one of those cards. I actually mentioned this earlier, guys. One of those cards that he is not afraid to just lightning a 6-for-5 trade. Every time they play E-Dragon, he's going to want to get that out of there. E-Dragon's still a very popular and powerful defensive card in a lot of decks. You know, the use rates on E-Drag are actually not that shabby right now. They were after the nerf. I think people probably overreacted a little bit, and now they've crept back up to around 8%, which is a pretty healthy use rate for a card that is a support card, you know? So here we go, setting up with the Furnace again. Talking about starting plays again here, guys. A Furnace is a great starting play with this deck. Otherwise, I just want to kind of let the opponent make the first move, and here we go, guys. Royal Giant, that's what we're going against. I couldn't really figure out the win condition. I probably should have been able to assume once we saw the last few cards there, but it's Royal Giant on Royal Giant. Let's see how we handle this matchup. Of course, he has the Tombstone, we have the Furnace, he has the E-Drag, we have the E-Wiz, Lightning again, and that's what I'm talking about. Again, guys, kind of illustrating that point beautifully again here by KK, where he's able to use the Lightning against the Royal Giant and the E-Drag. Obviously, it's meant for the E-Drag, but against the Royal Giant, it's still doing damage. It's still going to prevent at least 1 hit from that Royal Giant. So it's not like a total negative elixir trade there in that situation. So we're linking a little bit of elixir. This is kind of tricky here. We don't want to give up too much fireball value, And on the other side, Inaperation doesn't want to go ahead and give up too much lightning value. So he starts with the E-Wiz. We go with the Mega Minion. We're leaking again, making sure we can add the appropriate amount of space between that Furnace and the Mega Minion. Miner comes down on our tower. We're going to answer with guards. Now we have to answer this Royal Giant here. Royal Giant, they're going to use a NATO, pull everything back. We're going to absolutely, wow, we obliterated that Royal Giant there. And another Royal Giant cycled back at the bridge, guys. E-Drag's probably going to come down. Let's see what happens here. Tombstone down. Royal Giant doesn't get onto the building there. He gets one hit. That was a nice NATO there, taking the NATO base, taking that Royal Giant basically as far away as possible, and that Baby Dragon away from that Ice Wizard. But Ice Wizard does eventually go down, forcing a Royal Giant out of the opponent's hand. We cycle an E-Wiz in the back here. Again, spacing being crucial here, not trying to give up too much Fireball value. It looks like there's going to be Lightning here against Fireball. Let's see. Lightning down, Fireball down. Our E-Wiz still alive, though. Barbarian Barrel down. That's going to be a NATO. We get one hit. Let's make it 2 hits from that Royal Giant. 743 damage onto the tower. And this matchup, as you guys can see, does very well against other Royal Giant decks. So here we go again here. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, excuse me, in overtime. We're going to cycle again. Baby Dragon onto the left, a Mega Minion onto the right. Beautiful cycle job there. Again, denying a lot of Fireball value. Here's a Fireball opportunity, and he goes ahead and he takes it. He actually misses the E-Wiz there, but that's going to be good game no matter what. One more Lightning will get it done, and there it is, guys. Tower down, another win. That's 4 in a row. Man, let's play one more match. I know it's late in Japan right now, but let's ask him if he'll play one more match. I will go ahead and edit out. We are currently in 17th place. I'll be right back with you guys. All right, guys, let's do one final match. This would be awesome. It might potentially get him to top 10 in the world. And although it's not the most free-to-play friendly deck in the world, I mean, it does have the E-Wiz in there as well and some epic cards, but it's still a deck that I think a lot of you guys, no matter your trophy range on ladder, can have success with because it has answers to a lot of the biggest problem cards, no matter what your range is in ladder. And there's one problem card, the Battle Ram, and we talked about this earlier in the video, but a card that could be getting a nerf here. E-Wiz going to do a good job stymieing that, and look at this. Umut is playing Bandit, oh no. Bandit, Battle Ram, Bar Barrel, Ice Golem, guys. I'm worried this is going to be the deck that I shared last night, which, again, I told you I do personally think is the strongest deck that I've shared on the channel in a long, long time. I was able to push up 200 trophies with it last night after struggling a little bit with my, or not struggling, but kind of treading water with the Golem deck I was running. And I picked up this deck, and that's the deck with Hunter as well. He has Freeze in this deck, guys. It is so difficult to stop. It's so annoying to play against with the Freeze in there, especially once you get to double elixir time. So KK is going to want to go ahead and get his damage in, hopefully as early as possible, because even this deck, when you have Freeze with the bridge spam and the Hunter in there, I mean, he could feasibly just freeze the Royal Giant push, whatever support troops are there, and then just Hunter and minions and clean everything up. It's really difficult to handle this deck, especially, again, once you get into double elixir time. And with only 13, 12, 10 seconds left here in regulation, it's going to definitely be one of those battles that is going to be decided in double elixir time. So Poison and Freeze, his last two cards. Poison comes down against that Furnace there on the left tower, the left tower, and here comes the Royal Giant on the right side. So here he goes. I wouldn't be surprised if he pressures the left lane hard right here, the opponent, and here he goes, exactly as I said. It's going to be a Battle Ram. It's going to be in, oh boy, there's that Freeze. We talked about it, guys. The Battle Ram connecting with the Freeze is so difficult to combat, and there goes the Poison down as well. Now we have a Royal Giant still left alive here. Does he have, what does he have? He has minions right on top of that Royal Giant. Hunter doing some work in the opposite lane against that Baby Dragon. We do get a few hits with that Royal Giant, taking the tower down to 1538 there, but our tower is all the way down to 852 damage. So hard to stop the Battle Ram when they have Freeze, right? They're gonna wait till Furnace is out of cycle and then Freeze, either that or build just a huge monster push. So a Hunter played, taking care of our Baby Dragon. Another E-Wiz is played here. Poison comes down. And this is going to be tricky. We have one Barbarian on our tower. Freeze comes down, and again, nothing that KK could do. I said it, man. This deck is so good. It's tough, but it is what it is. That could be a thorn in the side of really any deck out there right now. But guys, best of luck with this Royal Giant deck to end the season. This is a great deck to choose to trophy push with. I'll link you guys to the video that I did on that Bridge Spam Freeze in case you want to check that out as well. And a huge shout out and a happy birthday salutation to my man KK and to Game With as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Check out his stats and player information in the description below, thanks to statsroyale.com. And a huge shout out to Autism Speaks, our new partner here on the channel, and of course Bren Chong. Check out his information in the description below. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. I really appreciate it, guys. Happy New Year, and as always, take care, guys.